Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about the dark square attack. You attack on the opponent's dark squares. Now before you attack on the dark squares, you have to create some kind of weakness on the dark squares. Let's look at an example. In this position we are white. This is the pawn structure. Right now it's completely intact. There is no weakness in this pawn structure. So if you want to attack it, you have to create some kind of weakness. Here white plays bishop cross g7. White sacrifices his bishop and eliminates the g7 pawn. Now if black plays bishop cross g7, you will play f6 and you are going to attack in the same way. So instead of taking the g7 bishop with f8 bishop, black played king cross g7 and we played f6 check, king h8. Now what have we gained so far? We sacrifice the whole piece for just one pawn. But it's not one pawn. We have managed to create a dark square weakness around the opponent's king. And now our goal is to attack on this weakness. So we start with rook to f4. Idea, rook h4, then rook cross h7 and checkmate. So black plays h6. We play rook h4, we are still threatening rook cross h6 check. So let's say black plays a move like d5, you play rook cross h6, bishop cross h6, queen cross h6, king g8, queen g7, checkmate. A checkmate on the dark squares. That's why white sacrificed his dark square bishop to create dark square weakness around the opponent's king. So black here plays king h7, he does not want to allow rook cross h6. And now how do we continue the attack? How do we attack on this h6 square? And the answer is g4. In the next move we want to play g5. We want to bring one more attacker on this dark h6 square. And black cannot play g cross h6 because of this pin. So black gets out of the pin. Black is also threatening to capture our pawn, so we save it. Rook f1. We guard the pawn. And now black plays knight cross d3. What should white play here? We don't need to capture this knight. We can continue with our attack. We can attack on the dark squares. So we play rook cross h6 check. Bishop cross h6. Now how do we continue the attack? We play queen h5 check. King to h7 and now we play g5. We are putting more pressure on this dark square and black does not have a good defense. What is black going to do? In the next move we are going to play queen cross h6. If king goes to g8, then we play queen g7 checkmate. How black is going to save himself from this checkmate? And there is no good defense. If black directly plays king g8, then we play queen cross h6 and in the next move it will be a queen g7 checkmate. This is the example of a successful attack on a dark squares. So whether you conduct light square attack or dark square attack, it depends on where your pieces are placed. If your pieces are placed in such a way that you can conduct the dark square attack successfully, then you focus on that. And if your pieces are placed in such a way that you can easily conduct light square attack, you focus on that. My goal of showing you these light square attack and dark square attack was to make you aware that when you are attacking, you are not attacking on everything. You are attacking on a particular square complex, either dark squares or light squares. So when you are planning the attack, keep this principle in mind. Now let's look at the next example. In this position, we are white and take a look around the black's king. All of these dark squares are weak. Black does not have a bishop on g7 that can protect these dark squares. So we can try to create an attack on these dark squares. So white starts with queen g5. Idea, white wants to play knight f5. And queen h6 and try to create some kind of attack on these dark squares. Black goes back, queen c7. Now white plays rook d3. White is bringing one more piece into the attack. These two pieces are not enough. So white needs to bring one more piece into the attack. White's idea is to go rook h3 or maybe rook f3 and try to attack on these files. Black develops his rook and white goes knight f5. His idea is that, let's say black plays knight c4. We will play queen h6, threatening a checkmate on the g7 square. And if black captures our knight, then we play rook g3. After king h8, we play queen g7, a checkmate on the dark squares. This is our idea. So black plays queen d8. Black wants to exchange the queens. And once the queens are exchanged, then we cannot attack on the opponent's king. So we play queen h6. And again, g cross f5 is not possible because of rook g3 check. So black plays queen f6. And now we play rook h3. We are threatening on h7. So black goes h8 and black defends it. Now look, now the queen is here. Queen is covering all the squares around the king. So there will be no checkmate. Black has defended his king. So we play knight cross d6. We won a pawn, and in the next move we are going to win one rook also. Let's say black plays rook d8, you take it, rook cross e8, and we have material advantage in this position. We have a rook for this knight, and also we have an extra pawn. So this is more than enough material for you to win this game. Remember, not every attack is going to lead to a checkmate. If you don't get a checkmate, if you get a winning position like this, you should take it. White is winning in this position because of the material advantage. That's it for this lesson. Now let's go to the next one.